For a city government that claims the homeless crisis is the #1 priority, these latest numbers show a different story. In the month of April alone, 714 homeless people got off the street and found housing. That's the good part. Unfortunately, 1,141 people somehow became homeless for the first time, almost double the number of people getting out, and that's just the month of April.
And that's just downtown, and it's not going to stop because as the numbers released today show, more people are becoming homeless than are getting out of homelessness.
Almost everywhere you go in San Diego these days, you will see things that will shock the senses. Serious mental health issues on display almost everywhere you go. In some cases, these people can turn violent and there's no choice but to call 911. But what happens when you call?
To be honest, I don't call the cops. They won't come. And when they do come, all they're going to do is give them a ticket. And for me, that's not worth my time and my effort.
In terms of pure numbers, the cops are outnumbered by the homeless in San Diego. Right now, about 1,800 active police officers with at least 4,000 homeless within the city limits. Unfortunately, the homeless population keeps growing and the police keep shrinking.
Since 2020, we've lost over 500 officers from the San Diego Police Department. With that high of a turnover rate, we have a very, very junior police force. We're not filling our academies right now. And what's even more critical is that in 2025, we're scheduled to retire over 100 officers. And so right now, we need to be funding our recruitment and retention efforts more than ever.
Make no mistake, this is a serious humanitarian crisis growing by the day on the streets of San Diego. Some of these people simply need a helping hand to get out. Others are suffering from serious mental health issues and drug abuse. At any time, they could lash out.
We had a homeless person come in here and spit on my manager at the time, and I had to get in between them. And cops didn't show up till later that night and the next day. So, didn't help at all.
Keep in mind the police answer to the mayor, and the mayor dictates police policy. Lately, the cops have been told to move the homeless camps here or there, taking their time from serious crime.
Well, it's frustrating for me because I see the police over on the 10 or 12 officers on the other side of town standing around moving people from one sidewalk to the other instead of responding to more priority calls. If we're going to spend all our money just shuffling homeless people around so that it makes the mayor look good, then the cops aren't going to be able to actually respond to the calls that actually matter.
For a group of politicians that once talked about defunding the police, they have done an about-face. This year, the department will have enough money to hire more officers. But with anti-police sentiments surrounding City Hall and very little money for recruiting, San Diego police will be playing catch-up for a long time.
And that's why we've been asking City Hall for more recruiting dollars. Right now in the city budget, they've only given us $50,000 for the next fiscal year, which is actually a budget cut from last year. And we need to be recruiting more than ever. We need to be recruiting the best and the brightest to go out and serve our communities.
Right now over at City Hall, they are working on a variety of things that will help get some homeless people off of the streets. We're talking about safe parking lots for people who live in their cars and safe camping areas for people who don't want to go into a shelter. They're also talking about buying several hotels for $383,000 a room, which is expensive, but will instantly get people off the streets. And keep in mind, if you have a complaint about the way the police are handling the homeless crisis, contact your mayor, your local politician. They're the ones who set the policy. We're on Harbor Island. Dan Plant, KUSI News.